Hi everyone! Today I'm here to tell you a few things that you might want to be aware of if you're visiting Belgrade, Serbia for the very first time. My first tip is for everyone that's coming to Belgrade with their own car, or if you're renting a car and you're driving into the city. I highly advise you to book accommodation that comes with a parking garage or like a parking spot. Parking in the city is very hard to find. The traffic is a bit crazy. I was also advised by some of the locals that it's not necessarily smart to leave your car on the streets during the night. So yeah, if you are coming, definitely make sure you have somewhere to park your car. To make your way around the city, you can use either their buses, trams, or taxis. When it comes to public transport, you can buy the tickets at every kiosk pretty much, and there's plenty around every single corner. And one thing to note as well is that some bus stops are only written in Cyrillic, so if you don't know how to read the Cyrillic like me, then you might bump into some issues. If you are planning to stay there just for a short time, I would definitely suggest you to travel around the city with a taxi. If you can also book accommodation right in the center so you can just walk everywhere. But yeah, if you can't walk to the place you want to go, taxi is definitely an option. It is very affordable in Belgrade. Just make sure you know where the taxi ranks are. A lot of people use taxis. They are quite busy, especially, during rush hours. So it is harder to catch an empty one. Or you can also book a taxi via an app called Cargo. It is very similar to Uber and pretty much all the locals use it. So yeah, I think that's the way to go. In case you're worried about no Wi-Fi situation, you can get Wi-Fi at almost any restaurant, any cafes. It's actually quite good Wi-Fi. Next thing you should know, especially if you're a non-smoker and don't like to be in places where people smoke, is that in Serbia, smoking inside is actually not illegal like in most other European countries. So yeah, people smoke inside restaurants, inside cafes. If you're visiting during the summertime, that's probably not a problem because you can sit outside. But if you're visiting during the winter time, I don't know. I guess there's nothing you can do about it, but just to give you a heads up. Speaking of restaurants, the Balkan cuisine is actually very meat heavy. So if you are a vegetarian or vegan, do your research before you walk into a restaurant, because many restaurants don't do vegetarian and especially not vegan options. Obviously, you can always pick and choose things from the menu. You can always grab some veggies. They have this great salad called shopska salad. So if you're a vegetarian, definitely suggest you to try it. They have the bread, lepinja. You can eat it with some ajvar, which is like their dip made out of bell peppers. It's really good. So things like that you can obviously eat, but a lot of traditional restaurants won't have dishes especially catering to vegetarians. So just do a little bit of research. One thing that you can get from any bakery that's also quite traditional is a dish called burek, or a pastry, I guess. You can find the cheese and you can find the spinach option, so that's something that you can definitely give a try. One thing to know that's actually a very positive thing is that Belgrade is actually quite an affordable city. Compared to other European cities, to me it is very cheap. You can find cheap accommodation, you can find cheap food. I can definitely see why a lot of young people from Slovenia, for example, go there on holiday or to celebrate the New Year's. It is just very affordable and you can get a lot of bang for your buck. And now the last thing that I have to mention is something that I actually haven't been aware of personally before visiting Belgrade. I found out about it after I already came home, but apparently all visitors who are visiting the city, or I guess the country, have to register at a police station in like 24 hours after the arrival. If you're staying in an official hotel or hostel, you obviously don't need to do that. The hotel should take care of that. But if you're like staying with a friend or like a private landlord or something like that, they should take care of it, or you should take care of it yourself. Like I said, I had no idea you have to do that. This is usually not a thing in other countries unless you move there and you have to register register like your place of residency. But yeah, apparently in Serbia, tourists have to do that as well. So if you're staying there for longer, maybe keep that in mind. Just thought I would throw that out there because it's definitely better to be safe than sorry. So these are all my tips on visiting Belgrade, Serbia. I hope you enjoyed the video, found it useful. Don't forget to subscribe for more travel videos, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!
About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking.